So that video you just saw was my son when he was 2 years old. I was a new mom, and while I was pregnant, I was super, super psychic when I was pregnant with him. And I very much enjoyed being pregnant, and I enjoyed being with my son when he was born. And I felt a new spiritual connection, something I'd never felt before. And we moved across the country when my son was only 2 months old. We moved from South Carolina back to Ohio. And here in Ohio, we found a house that we had lived in at that point for about a year and a half. And I had grown spiritually a lot. After I was pregnant, I went to a psychic fair. I felt very connected. I met a mentor there who kind of taught me how to do spirituality and how to be spiritual, how to be super connected. So I did all these things. And then one day, me and my husband are sleeping in our beds and we hear my son screaming through the monitor, "Get out of my bedroom," like you all saw. It was super, super scary. I had no idea what to do for my son. I had no idea what I should do to protect my son. What do I do to help my kid? What do I do about the ghosts in my house? Like, what do I do? So I actually called a paranormal investigator, and Brian Weffelmeyer and my friend Amanda came out, and they now friends. I didn't know them then. I called them up and said, "Hey, I have ghosts in my house. What am I supposed to do?" And they said, "We'll come to your house. We'll help you try to get rid of them." And after several attempts, we do have some ghosts who just here to stay. And we have very much a lot of spectral activity in our house. We have a swing on our front porch that will tend to move on its own. We've had things fly off the stove. We've had things fall off the top of the refrigerator. We've all sorts of different things happen in the course of everything going on in our house. So many different things that have happened. So we are very spiritual people. I grew up Catholic. I grew up in a home that didn't believe in any paranormal stuff. My mom would mention a lot that she thought my grandma was in our house, and maybe that's true, but she really didn't believe in ghosts, and they didn't believe in psychics and all these things. But I was very in tune as a child, even as an adult growing up. I was Catholic. I went to church. I still connect really a lot at Catholic church. I love going in old historic Catholic churches because there's always a lot of angels and energy and spirits there, and it's really fun. And me and my husband was baptized when we got married, so he became Catholic when we got married. And then both of my older two children are baptized, and we do believe in some of the things with Catholicism, but obviously the church has a lot more rules than God does. And so we really do try to do whatever is best. And I usually use the phrase universe instead of God, because I do believe that God is here and with us and involved in our universe. I just don't really particularly care for the phrase God, but I do really believe in the Holy Spirit being here with us, guiding us, giving us information. And when I say spirit, I mean Holy Spirit. So after I went to the psychic fair, I hired a mentor, and she kind of helped me grow in spirituality. She taught me a lot. The first thing she taught me was super amazing, was how to do a tree meditation. That was like so super important for me. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And lots of other different ways I grew in spirituality. And through that journey, I've realized that I was trained as a lawyer, but that's not really for me. And my mission here has really shown me I need to be training more people or helping more people tune into their spirituality, kind of debunking a lot of the metaphysical things and paranormal things that exist that people don't believe in. And I also think that it's really, really important to be tuning in on your own personal wavelength and learning how to do things that psychics do for you, but for yourself. So one of the really important parts of my journey was when I lived in South Carolina. I owned a law firm. I had my own law firm, and I had this mentor. She was a real estate agent. She helped us find the first house that me and my husband bought, and she was truly an amazing human and an amazing soul. Her name was Teresa, and I talk with her all the time. She has passed away now. She passed away about 2 weeks before my daughter was born. And so I was not able to go to her celebration of life. And it was really hard for me not to be able to go. And I really wanted to go, but I was pregnant and couldn't travel. But I miss Teresa every single day, but I talk to her as often as I can. She was the most amazing human, and she supported me in so many ways. And looking back, she truly had the attitude and mentality of what I teach in my teachings. She just taught it in a slightly different way. I have learned to take everything Teresa taught me and create such an amazing world. And now I channel Teresa. And what Teresa is showing me is that I'm here for you all. I am here to bring spirituality to whole families, to teach more moms to know how to take care of their kids who are spiritual, to teach more couples how to incorporate spirituality into their relationships, how to teach single people how to incorporate spirituality into their searches for love and other things going on. I truly believe that tapping into your spirituality unlocks a door to a whole new world that you didn't even know existed. So Teresa was like my mom. I called her my South Carolina mom. She was so amazing. She's like the best human that ever lived. And no offense to any other humans I know, but she's literally the best human I know that's ever lived. And she was so amazing. And the last time I saw her, I bawled my eyes out, and I only have one picture of her ever. I keep it hung up on my wall right here in my altar space. And that picture of her is of her on like a swing. And when I bought my house, it has this big front porch, and I was like, I have to have a swing. And I put a swing in on my porch, and very often the swing will move on its own when there's like no wind and no one's touched it and nothing's around it. So I know there's something paranormal going on. I have worked to debunk it, and I do believe that sometimes, not always, I mean, the swing moves with the wind too, but sometimes there's paranormal activity, and I do believe Teresa comes and sits on my porch. I will upload a video. I did a channeling of Teresa for about a half an hour a while back, and I directly channeled her while I was sitting out on my patio last summer. So, and I also channel her a lot when I'm in motor vehicles. When I was in Vegas, we drove out to the Grand Canyon, and while I was driving, my husband and my friend that were with me had fallen asleep in the car, but Teresa was in the car with me, like as if it was real life, and she was sitting in the car with me. Now, we all know that Teresa wouldn't have let me drive. She never let anyone else drive. She always drove, but she was in the car with me just like any other thing. And then when I flew to Cabo last summer, she was there with me on the airplane. I channeled her for about a half an hour, 40 minutes, and just wrote page after page after page after page while I was in the airplane. And it was all channeled information from her. And I want to share all of that stuff, all of the talking with Teresa that I do, all of my talks with her that I can channel and share with you, I will. But really, I'm creating a space, this YouTube channel, where you can learn more about the paranormal. You can learn more about psychic stuff. I'm going to be doing psychic readings. I'm going to do some intuition trainings. I'm going to do some other work through other platforms, as well as like such as oracle cards and tarot decks. And I'm going to call in a lot of my witchy friends. I say witchy in a very loose way. I do not self-identify as a witch. I am a light worker. I do believe I am a white light worker. I do use my connection with spirit to help other people improve their lives. And so I will have a lot of my other metaphysical spiritual friends who will join me. I will hopefully get Ryan Weffelmeyer, who came to my house and helped me try to rid my house of spirits, to come and talk with you. He is super amazing. And the amazing thing is he's been in my haunted house. I live in a haunted house every day, y'all. Like when I'm working here, I have an area over there. I will hear someone sitting down. There's a lot of knocking, a lot of ticking. And my family, my kids' bedroom, where the two older children sleep, is like Grand Central Station for orbs and spectral activity. And my son always talks about his monsters. My daughter is always, quote unquote, sightseeing. My baby is super connected. He's here to help Michael. And I don't know if that's Michael, my husband, or Michael, my son, but he's here to help Michael, and he's here to help us. He may be here to help Archangel Michael to really grow. My youngest baby is here for a specific purpose, and we'll find that out. He's very little, so we'll find that out soon. But I am going to bring you guys a lot of different content on this channel. I really want this channel to be somewhere where you can grow and be spiritual, and in a safe way. I will teach you how to protect yourself, how to protect your babies, because that was something I had to learn. I mean, right then and there that day, I was like, I have no idea what to do with my son. I have no idea how to protect him from whatever it is that is there bothering him in his room. And he calls them his little monsters. And I think he sees less of them now than he used to as he gets older. But we always encourage the connection. We always encourage him to be in tune with his spiritual guides and everything else. I can teach you all how to connect with your guides, how to meditate, how to make meditation a part of your regular routine, creating a spiritual lifestyle, really growing in your spiritual confidence. And then also, really figuring out what is your spiritual receptiveness, like how does spirit talk to you, and all those things. So that's why I teach so many people. I host retreats. I host local retreats in the Cleveland area. I also host retreats all over the place. I host I have another business where we host some yoga retreats. I have this business where I host very spiritual retreats, and I'm bringing together a lot of people on these retreats that will bring you guys so much information. So again, my name's Natalie Thomas. If you don't know me, I am a psychic medium, a spiritual mentor, and a spiritual event coordinator. I help women, men, and others to really grow in their spirituality, create that confidence, figure out how they talk to spirit, and then incorporate that in their everyday lifestyle, like how to use your intuition, how to use spirit to make choices, how to tune in. All the things that I love to do and teach people is what I'm going to be bringing you today. What you see behind me is my altar space. You will see more of this space as time goes on. If you see, I've got a wall here of chakras, and then also on my altar, I've got pictures of loved ones who have passed. I've got my cauldron, my crystal ball, a mortar pestle. I have over there to the side, you all might have seen earlier, I have this little I love you. My grandfather crafted that wooden thing for me, and since it probably is holding energy, I try to keep things from different people. This flower arrangement you'll see in like almost every one of my videos. Teresa put that together for my wedding. She was unable to come to my wedding because I got married in Cleveland and she was in South Carolina, but Teresa created that beautiful flower arrangement, and I used it as a centerpiece in my wedding. And so it's super, super important to me because her hands crafted that. Her hands created that. And that is like so important to me because I do miss her every single day. I am super spiritual. I have been able to develop my spirituality. I have learned about lots of different practices, including, Kundalini yoga. I have learned about hypnotizing people. I know how to use different divination tools. I do a lot of psychic readings, and a lot of the people who get readings from me are like, girl, you are spot on. So stay tuned. I am here. I will be talking with you guys more, and I'll be uploading some videos soon about, my talks with Teresa and lots of other things. If you guys ever have questions, you can find me at Your Family Psychic on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. I am a super open person. You're going to hear true stories from me, and I'm also available. I want to help more and more people. I'm here for service. I'm not here to trick anyone or deceive anyone. I'm here to serve you, and I'm here to teach you to be able to tune into your own spirituality and figure out exactly what it is that you need to know in your life, and have spirit show you and teach you so you can know what it is that you need to know. So again, I'm Natalie Thomas, and I hope you all have a blessed day with love and light, filling every moment of your life, abundance around you, and prosperity ahead. Sending you all love and light today of healing, joy, and good energy.